Decisions. They have consequences. Sometimes the victor in battle, or whether you get to keep your ship, come down to choices, tiny choices. I could have boarded that ship. I could have shot that player. But without our boats, we're nothing. Nobody's driving that boat. Sometimes survival comes down to pure luck. Choosing to shoot a ship 2 times before a lead cannon shot. What does that do? Well, in this case, it sent one player downstairs to repair. Maybe that's the reason I made it on board. The little things that affect who will become the victor. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now listen, I know you guys have torn me up in the past for talking slow. Some of the clips in this video are gonna fly by, and you might even catch me talking fast for once. So here we go. This first segment is about using your experience for all sorts of scenarios. In this first clip, we are going against a brig. This is actually one of the brigs from the intro. Now, there is also a skeleton ship involved, an aggroed skeleton ship involved in this battle. So we have a 3-ship battle. Now, not too much going on right now, other than this great move I'm making. God, I'm a legend. But anyways, enough about me. So, this first little quick lesson, and this is, by the way, I'm joking. That was a joke, but a lot of people are gonna think this is obvious. Maybe it is to some, maybe it isn't to others. But the thing is, when we get back out into open waters, the skeleton ship decides to aggro to us. Now, a crucial thing to do in this situation is to back away. We're dealing with people who do want to fight, so it's not like they're going to run away. If it was a ship that was fleeing from us that we knew had a ton of loot, maybe we would have continued the pursuit. But instead, I go with the aggro trade-off. We get close to the island. As you can see right there, the skeleton ship now has found someone new to attack. Get back above deck, take a look out there. There you go. So, that little simple move is keeping pressure on them that I don't even have to be the one that applies it. So we re-engage, and now they're having to deal with that nightmare. So, remember, this segment is about experience. This entire fight has so many small, nuanced things that come down to game knowledge and experience. So we've already employed one thing. Look at the wind. We have wind right now. But I see what's going to happen in about 10 seconds from now. I'm already flipping my sail, knowing that eventually here it's going to need to be flipped. Might as well do it while before we're taking shots. That is the second part of the battle where I've thought ahead. And now here is the crucial part. A player just missed with a keg. Now I don't have a boarding opportunity right now. That player's likely going to get a mermaid and get back to his boat before I'm able to get on their boat. Now, this next moment is crucial. A player starts climbing to their crow's nest to grab a keg. Now, I've done this before when I didn't know what I was doing. I don't even flinch. He jumps from up there. He just jumped. Didn't even flinch. I'm going to get on the cannon. I know he's going to miss. Because when you jump from the crow's nest, you're going far underwater. And you're not going to be able to get back to the surface in time. And that is one of those things that after you've made that mistake early in your career, you see someone else do it and it doesn't even affect you. You just carry on with your day. But now the first player that missed, he is likely back. The guy that just missed hasn't caught his mermaid yet. So I know I'm going against two players. Those 2 cannon shots I took before I boarded, or 3 cannon shots, sent the one guy downstairs. It left me with a 1v1 up top. End up killing them both separately, so I don't have to fight a 1v2 on the top deck, or possibly be denied from even boarding. I created the window of opportunity there. A boat that isn't under any pressure will be able to deny you from even getting on their boat so easily, and you need to create the weakness in their defense. I hope that made sense. Now in this next clip, if you get krakened, now some of you know this, some of you don't. If you get krakened, you can make a U-turn immediately, turn your boat around, tack the sails, and you notice that boat, that sloop is coming for us. They're probably celebrating right now. Yes, they got krakened. Life's great. Now, if you get the boat turned around completely, you'll be out of there in 30 to 45 seconds. Now, the Kraken will try and knock you off course. I wanted to turn the boat even more to the right there, but I didn't want to get pulled off the boat by the Kraken. So I went downstairs. Now, right as we emerge from the Kraken water, they arrive. They get a couple shots. I let them know that they've made a grave mistake. Now, there's Booch with a keg. This clip, this is about communication, experience, timing is everything. Now, he's jumped with the keg. Now, we have a fort key on board, for one, but we're not trying to continue to run. The second he calls out 100% that he is going to get the ladder, I am doing an anchor turn, and these things, he just called it out. Watch their boat pop up. Boom, right there. I'm already coming back around. The reason that timing is so crucial is, well, you're about to see. The sooner you get there and start punishing them, I mean, anybody who plays this game has to have been in this situation before with what you're about to see. Once somebody starts teeing off on you, even if, I'm not sure if Booch is still alive on their boat or not, doesn't matter. These are nearly unrecoverable situations. Your mast is dead, your mast is collapsed, your anchor is down, you're getting shelled, you can't return fire. You're in permanent bail mode, and you're just screwed. Even if Booch was dead, I'm able to keep pelting them until he respawns and he's going to go board you again, and eventually you're done. Alright, the next segment, ghost kegs. What do I mean by ghost kegs? This is not an example of a ghost keg. You're not going to see a perfect one until about the 4th clip, and I will explain what I mean by that. But a ghost keg basically is my term for when the waves do you a favor. Now right here, I think we get a still shot. This is the perfect example of a non-ghost keg. Their boat is pointing downhill, downwards, and they have perfect line of sight. Now that guy didn't see me. Who knows what he was doing there. But you'll eventually see the opposite, and it will all make sense to you. And the reason that I'm classifying these types of kegs is that should be your barometer for what you're looking to accomplish. Now, this clip kind of goes back to the first segment about experience. We are under no pressure right now. There's a couple things in this clip to think about. We're under no pressure. We have no holes in our boat. He gets our ladder. We saw him launch off. I like to stand back where I am to bait the person to climb up. If you stand at the edge, they won't climb up. So stand backwards a few feet. He doesn't take the bait. You have your teammate guard the ladder, and you shoot him off from where I am right there. It's the safest way to deal with somebody who's hanging low on your ladder if you're unable to get a shot off on them. And then after you sink their boat, you know, see if they're hungry, make sure that they've had lunch. And, yeah, this is by far one of my most glorious deaths. Not just me, this might be one of the most glorious deaths in the history of Sea of Thieves. They apparently were not hungry, but, hey, you hate to see it. Now, here's an example. What this player is doing here. People do it. You could have success if you get me. But you don't want to jump off your boat to stop an incoming keg. You want to stand at the ladder. Now, I go for a map table keg here, and I'll explain why. I end up having to take the murder-suicide because I was in fear that he was going to grab and defuse it. But now, here's the deal. When you do a map table keg on a galleon, this is a brig, but look how much damage I take right here. I'm on the top deck, and that keg is on the middle deck. If you do that to a galleon, you will kill players on the cannons, and you will also put holes in the bottom deck. You're going to put holes bottom deck, mid deck, and hurt players on the top, possibly kill them. Now, I think this clip was just, I got sliced off the ladder and re-grabbed it. Just because you've been spotted, don't give up. Just because you get knocked off the ladder, you can re-grab it. And there was the ladder bait right there. I backed away. Now here is the perfect ghost keg example. Watch how low in the waves I am, and their boat is on the top of a massive swell. Even if they had a lookout, there is no way they see me. These are the kegs. When you get generous waves like this, these are the kegs that you need to go for the kill on. There's no murder-suicide about these kegs. You know there is no way they saw you based on the waves that you got. You got good RNG, they never see it coming, and those are the finishing blow type scenarios where you want to make the most out of them. When you get spotted, a murder-suicide is acceptable. When you get a ghost keg opportunity, punish them for it and steal their fish. Pro tip, steal their fish. Now, let's see about this one. Not sure what we're watching here. Okay, right there. Not going to be a ghost keg. This is not looking good. So I dive underwater and hope for a more favorable scenario when I surface. And I actually get it, which is very lucky. Right when I surface, I'm protected by a wave. They can't see me. So it goes from not looking good early on to the scenario changing. And so just because things don't look good early on doesn't mean things could not become more favorable moving forward. I think I go for the sword lunge gamble here. He was eating, so I kind of got wrecked right there, but ends up working out in the end. And when they're taking water, you know that he's got a ton of things to worry about, not just you. So sometimes it's better to just annoy them. Now, This is a low cannon shot. Now firing a player out of the cannon makes a distinct noise that a lot of players know. It's a different noise than a cannonball. But anytime you're in a circling fight where the boats are circling each other, you want to grab the outside ladder. Might seem like common sense, but...
Yep, I'm ready when you are. Alright, go. Which ladder are you going for? Right.
Now, these type of boards don't have to be done with just kegs. This is an old clip of me and Dubs going with the double sloop board. If a boat isn't under pressure, it doesn't matter if you're on a sloop. You need to send 2 players. Sending 1 player might work against low-skilled opponents, inexperienced players, but these strategies are about working on good players. And good players are never going to let you get on their boat unless there is some sort of distraction, a keg, a generous ghost wave, or the double board. That's it for the keg section, or the ghost boarding. It's not just about kegs. It's whether you got a keg or not. It's all about boarding. Now we're moving on to Cursed Cannonball power rankings and Harpoon damage 2.0. Some of these new mechanics we're dealing with. Now that Rare introduced Megalodon surfing into the game, you know, we got all sorts of new fun stuff. I mean, this was one of the top things that people were asking for on Reddit. They wanted to be able to surf on top of Megalodon. And Rare, this is just proof that Rare listens. Rare listens to the community. I mean, you love to see it. Now, anchor balls. Anchor balls have always been A tier, S tier when it comes to the Cursed Cannonball power rankings. But now that a cannonball, just a regular cannonball, can drop a ship's anchor, or a keg can drop an anchor, the anchor ball's value has slightly went down. It is still, I would say, number 2. But I am bumping the peace ball, especially if you're slooping. Now I shoot these guys with about 7 cursed cannonballs just for laughs. I don't even know if they stack, but these guys, by the time it was over, were riding low, sleeping, drunk, double drunk, anchored, who knows. Either way, the peace ball. We need to talk about the peace ball. Now the anchor ball is nice for these types of scenarios where the boats are passing and you need them to stop, or they're going to gain so much distance on you, you're never going to catch them again. Now, I end up by, let's see, what happened? Okay, there we go. I forgot about this clip. In this new, these new mechanics, had our anchor went down there, we could have been dead. I could have been getting 4v1 on my boat in no time. So, being ready to catch your anchor now is possibly the most important thing in the game. Especially if you're one of those crews that likes to 2-man a brigantine. If your anchor goes down on a brigantine against another brigantine with 3 players or a galleon or whatever, you're in deep trouble. Now, here's the perfect example of why the peace ball is so crucial. At the beginning of this move, they were probably all, they went and killed some fishermen, they killed a brigantine, we come pulling up. All 4 of them are probably about to hop on the cannons and destroy us, and then at the last second they get peace balled, kegged, and they never recover from it. And it's just one of those things where you're taking away the massive advantage that they have on you. And a lot of players just don't know how to react. The cannons are pointed up in the air, so not only does that go on for 5 to 10 seconds, but then after that they have to point them all back down. It's just it's an obnoxious cursed cannonball to use, especially when you're trying to take down a galleon on a sloop. Or galleon versus galleon, it doesn't matter. In all situations it's great. I mean, using one on a sloop, using a peace ball against the sloop is, you know, not that useful. But now we're riding off into the sunset here, as the sun's about to set on this galleon's career. We got another peace ball clip, I believe. And notice here, since you know you're not going to be taking fire, right? I'm raising the sail right now, almost all the way. I'm planning on teeing off. I'm not just trying to get land a couple shots here. I'm trying to deal a death blow. So now my teammate calls out that they are guarding the ladders. They've been peaceballed. They have nothing else to do. They're trying to panic sell loot, but someone's watching the ladder, so I shoot the player on the top of the ladder to at least allow him to get on board. And then I go back to waterline. And I mean, when you land, when you do this much damage, and there's a player running around on your ship, hassling you guys, you're in deep trouble. Anybody who plays on a galleon knows this. I mean, if you don't take down the one player that did make it on board while you have this many holes, you're in deep trouble. So, yeah, basically we got, you know, jig ball, grog ball, all those are leisure. But anchor ball, peace ball, just top notch, especially with these new, now that your anchor and your mast can get knocked over from cannonballs, the peace ball denies that. And here's just another clip of how you need to stay ready. I mean, what do you got? Maybe 2 seconds to catch that anchor? Gotta be ready at all times for that. Now, I didn't know about this. You can bring up a radial, or I learned about this way later than a lot of people, because I just didn't know. But the cursed cannonball radial, if you didn't know, it's in the game. When you're on a cannon, you can bring up a radial. Now, our mast just got blown up. Our kegs got blown up. You can save a mast collapse, just like you can save the anchor. It collapsed a little bit. It did not go all the way down. You end up pulling it back up. And if you get kegged now, your anchor, and now that happened to be lightning blowing our kegs up, but if a keg detonates underneath your boat, the anchor's dropping and the mast is collapsing, which you could argue you could save them both. Someone could catch the anchor before it goes down, someone could save the mast, and you guys could not be screwed. Now watch this anchor work by proxy here. Back in the day, a galleon would have had to sail all the way around this island, because our sails are all the way down right now. Now a galleon has just as much as agility as a sloop. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Now, I haven't had someone do this to me yet, but if I'm on a sloop and I see a galleon do that, oh man, it's over. It's over. If you're going against a good galleon crew, like the guys I'm sailing with right now, you're done. You're done. I don't care who you are. And if I ran up against these guys on my sloop, they'd do the same to me. So I'm not putting anybody down there. I'm just saying a lot of the slick moves that you used to be able to pull because you're in a sloop and they're in the big mammoth slow turning galleon, that's not the case anymore. That if people know what they're doing with the harpoon, they will negate all those fancy moves, and good luck. If you manage to outwit an actual competent galleon crew, you did good. Now here's some more of the new mechanics. When you're playing the arena, I mean, a lot of people know you can grab stuff with the harpoon, but this is how arena games are won. We're parked super far away because we were in a battle, but it doesn't matter. Use the harpoon. You can pull a player, you can pull a chest, you can pull a boat, you can do it all. So, went from us being down 500 to smoking the competition. I think we got one more clip here of now this time he manages to just harpoon the chest, so I can go get another one. But that's something that you need to master, or at least be prepared to do if you're going to be winning arena games. Because other people are doing it, you need to do it as well. Now what do we got left here? I think I've played two arena matches, and I'm 2-0 so far. So haven't played a lot, but I enjoyed the 2 matches I did play. Now this clip. There's no way I'm gonna be able to keg them. We've talked about this in previous videos. You can control someone else's boat. He could have picked me up, and I could have tried to keg him again, but he doesn't need to pick me up. Booch is steering them into me. They're chasing our boat. They don't know I'm in the water with a keg. Now, remember Ghost Kegs. I had a pretty favorable wave right there. They didn't see me coming. There was one small moment right before where they could have saw me. But regardless, I get on there undetected. They had one player off the boat. I end up in a 1v2 with them under extreme pressure. It's a great position to be in. And the knockback of the blunderbuss on display of, a lot of people like flintlock, snipers. I feel it's a true preference thing, but that is why I truly use the blunderbuss. It's the potential of having a one-hit kill weapon and the knockback, the predictable knockback. You shoot somebody and you immediately rush them with the cutlass. And you'll be surprised how many times you knock people off their boats and put them in a terrible position. Now I think we're getting to the end here. Now, never be, this is what makes this game great. When you see what's going on here. Never be afraid to just, get out the popcorn and take a good look at, what makes this game great. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I worked hard on this, and thanks for all your support. You guys are legends. I'll see you in the next one.